Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today we're talking about the Drake Ironclad. This is an armoured freighter that people are pretty excited for. It's also known as the Fattapillar, which is an amazing name because it's a bigger, fatter caterpillar. I wanted to take a detailed look about what we know about the ship and its variant, the Ironclad Assault, where it is in development. If you were to pick one up at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, how much would it be? How much was it on sale last time, basically? And why this is one of the most anticipated, hyped ships for Star Citizen at the moment. I feel like I should prefix this video with what CIG have said about its development at the moment. The Ironclad and Ironclad Assault, plus the updated command module, are approaching their combined white box gate review. That's what they last said, and that was referring to work that was going on the ship in September. So it is likely that it is into its grey box phase now. The ship isn't going to come out this year. I originally thought it might have, but it's just not. We should see the ship in-game, or ships in-game, in 2026. Potentially both at the same time, because they appear to be being developed simultaneously. For those unaware, the ship pipeline phases are roughly as follows. Concept, white box, grey box phase, then you've got final art, then that moves on to flight prep and flight preparation, and then flight ready. It's in our hands. This is something that will be a bit more obscured moving forward, as CIG are not revealing the concept phase as part of a sale to us anymore. This was a ship that was sold as part of a concept ship sale, but CIG now prefer to go, a ship is flight ready, now we sell it, and we won't really see any of those previous phases. They'll still occasionally do little sneak peeks and highlights, and they'll talk about stuff in the monthly report going, oh, we've got an unannounced or yet to be announced ship that's in white box or grey box. Anyway, let's talk about the Ironclad. The ship originally went on concept sale in May 2024. It is pretty big, but it is sub-capital in size. It's a bit bigger than the Hammerhead. It's 120 by 52 by 20 meters, at least according to the concept cell stuff. So CIG often make ships like this a little bigger in development, and everything we talk about here, it could change. Stuff changes, it evolves, especially during the concept phase all the way into the flight ready phase. So what's the role of the ship? The Ironclad is a large armoured cargo ship that is designed to safely transport large quantities of valuable cargo. Armed with a wide range of turrets and boasting a thick armoured hull, the Ironclad is perfect for dangerous cargo runs in uncertain space. And heavy armour is reiterated many times by CIG. There is an armour system coming with engineering, and engineering is being tested on the tech preview at the moment. And then there's going to be a better system than that for armour coming with Maelstrom later, which is the ship breakability, structurability, and physical damage system. Expect this ship to be pretty tanky, and the ship is a logistical hauling dream, at least for many people. It's got this large cargo bay, an expansive cargo bay that takes up most of the ship's interior, with both a main front ramp and a retractable roof. This allows you to get cargo into the ship and out of the ship really easy. It's got an array of tractor beams as well on the exterior. 1,536 SCU of cargo space for that main large cargo bay. That is a huge amount of cargo. The retracting roof will allow it to act as a pocket carrier as well. So easy to load and unload, but you can store a load of ships in here. You can have a big swarm of Furies in there. You could have a couple of fighters. CIG confirmed it can be used as a pocket carrier. However, the cargo bay is designed for cargo metrics, so it doesn't conform to standardized hangar dimensions, with the current maximum dimensions being 40 by 21 by 7.5 meters. Bear in mind, the roof does not retract over the full volume of the cargo bay, limiting the maximum length. Of course, this may change during production, so it might have changed a little bit. Also, it's worth mentioning that there is no air shield there. When you open the roof, you expose the ship to the void of space, or at least the cargo bay area. To help manage the mass amount of cargo and to make sure no mishaps happen where there's crew running around that area and then you open up the cargo bay doors or whatever and they get sucked out into space, there is a control room which sits above like a watchtower. There's also an interior turret in the cargo bay, which I originally thought was a tractor beam, but is an internal defense turret. The control room is not the main part of the ship, or maybe it is the heart of the ship, but it's not necessarily the full brain of the ship. There's also a cockpit and command module, which is at the rear of the ship on the port side. The command module, like the caterpillars, can be detached from the main hull and used as an independent ship. It sort of serves as an escape pod, but can also reattach to the ship, and it's compatible with the caterpillar as well, and the caterpillars is compatible with this one. It's its own little escape poddy ship thing. It's got a quantum drive, it's got a little size 2 weapon on it, but it's where you pilot the ship from. And when you disengage that, remove it from the ship, you still have power on the main hull section of the ship. On the rest of the Ironclad, it just can't move. You can't move it around in space. Now, interestingly, CIG said that these command modules, the caterpillars and the Ironclads, were different, but very, very similar. They said it was a slight redesign of the original Caterpillar one, but retains a lot of the features. Now, I'm expecting actually CIG to just make them the same, and the one that they are doing for the Ironclad will effectively replace the one for the Caterpillar. That's just my expectation. That is not a confirmation. The tech behind the command module is interesting because they had to build some tech to have it take authority from the ship it attaches to and go, I am now in control of the ship, but also detach and be its own ship. I do want to reiterate that CIG said the Ironclad is exclusively flown from the command module. With it detached, the main hull can no longer fly independently. However, it retains power, cooling, and other functionality like tracked beam control and self-defense. What's interesting is what form of control is that control room going to have compared to the command module. When the command module is detached, does the control room get different functionality, additional functionality, or has it got the same functionality? It can do everything except for pilot the ship. CIG did say there are 2 independent self-destruct systems in the ship, one in the command module and one in the main hull, so that will be in the control room. Obviously, stuff might get unified and change a bit in development of the ship, but I just thought it was interesting. There's also an extra secure small storage section at the front of the ship, which will have like little security gates and things like that, I would expect. The idea here is that you store dangerous or very valuable cargo. You could have weapons here or stuff you've smuggled, maybe. There's also a little garage at the rear of the ship, just past the cargo bay, allowing you to park mules and things like that in there. Obviously, you can use the rest of the cargo bay for that as well if you wanted. Weaponry-wise, there's 3 size 2 exterior tractor beams. There's also a couple of manned turrets, a size 5 and a size 3, and there's also 2 size 2 remote turrets, which I believe can also be controlled by the pilot. Component-wise, it is mostly large but non-capital size components. It should have a ton of shields, power and cooling, as it's not too heavy on weapons. It is supposed to be armoured and tanky. We'll certainly tweak and balance what components it's got during development. What are the main competitors of the Ironclad and the Ironclad Assault then? The Anvil Liberator and Crusader Hercules are the Ironclad's closest competitors. The Liberator is a dedicated vehicle transporter, so it naturally excels at that, though its cargo remains relatively exposed. The C2 and M2 Hercules are the closest on paper competitors, providing enclosed cargo and the option for multiple turrets. However, the Ironclad Assault beats the M2 Hercules, while the Ironclad beats the C2 in cargo capacity. So let's talk about the Ironclad Assault, because this switches stuff up a little and becomes a heavy dropship. It loses its tracked beams, but it replaces them with more weapons. It's supposed to have a size 5 manned quad turret and a size 3 manned turret, and then it's got some remote turrets as well. 2 size 3s and 2 size 3 quads. So yeah, it's a good amount more weaponry for the ship. And this is supposed to be used more in dropship scenarios where it would be assaulting a landing zone, making sure it's clear, helping support its troops on the ground. Its roof still retracts. It's got 1,152 SC of cargo space, so it's a bit reduced in cargo space. I believe it's still got the internal defense turret as well. There's a larger, I believe it is larger front ramp, a fortified ramp allowing the Ironclad Assault to specialize in unleashing heavy ground vehicles onto an unsuspecting battlefield. That's what the blurb says, allowing you to transport up to 4 full-sized armored assault vehicles and deploy them with ruthless speed and efficiency. It It means it can hold 4 Nova tanks, but you can have a big range of vehicles in there and also repair them, because there is a repair bay and garage. So where the previous one had just like a little garage, this one expands that out a bit, and it goes, you want an area for refueling, repairing and rearming ground vehicles, along with fabricating new components for on-site replacement. This is going into crafting, this is repairing. This repair bay can be used for both ships and vehicles. And the restriction for things that it can craft and repair and that sort of stuff and service is more restricted by volume and resources, but not by type. Assumedly, there is a size of fabricator that will be there, and it sounds like it will be potentially making use of the mothership, the carrier mechanics that they want to put in the game in 2026 as well, allowing a ship to rearm, repair and refuel using a mothership's resources. So yeah, CIG said they wanted to add an armory to the Assault, replacing the secure storage section at the front of the base Ironclad. It also looks like there'll be a good amount of jump seats for Marines on the ship. Something we don't know much about is the level of crew quarters, living space, that sort of stuff throughout the ship. I assume it has a kitchen, bunk beds, bathroom, but in the Spartan Drake style. The rear of the ship is a mess of corridors and halls on the concept art, but I'd expect all of that functionality to be there. With quite a large cargo ship like it is, you want it to be a pretty long range hauler. So that does imply crew quarters and kitchen, that sort of stuff. I would expect the Assault to effectively be a shorter range ship. That's because it can take a load of additional Marines, right? And you want it to support a ground assault rather than necessarily do a huge amount of hauling. I do think a big part of the hype and appeal of these ships that they're super functional, right? Rather than beautiful. I mean, you might find them beautiful, but CIG are very good at making very, very pretty ships. And these ones, they've gone, it's packed full of armored freighter features. You want to do cargo hauling in this particular way, this ship is for you. And the standard Ironclad really, really appeals to me. I want it as my little pocket carrier flying around in space with lots of little ships inside, but also the tractor beams so that I can grab a load of loot. Now, is it going to be the best cargo / freight carrier? Maybe not, because you've got things like the Hull series where you can grab cargo off that quickly, put it on quickly, potentially at quite a large scale. But cargo in the Ironclad is going to get there safer. But I suppose it's a different ship for a different purpose. If you're going through very safe trade lanes, then just going for the largest cargo ship that you can get the cargo on and off as quickly as possible, like a Hull E or something, might be a better shout. Talking about price, the Ironclad, the standard Ironclad, was last on sale for $450, and the Ironclad Assault $535. They're quite expensive ships. You should be able to pick them up during the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. I wouldn't expect their prices to have gone up yet. It is likely they will go up when they are flight ready by a bit. If you're wondering when in 2026 they might come out, I think the earliest possible would be Fleet Week in May. That would be if they're making great progress and everything goes great. But by the end of next year, I would expect to have them in our hands. What do you think? Are you a fan of the Ironclad or Ironclad Assault? Are you going to be picking one up? Have you already got one? Is this your favourite ship, or do you hate it? Please tell me in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And something else that you should do is go down and click the links to NordVPN. Oh, what's that? A big discount on NordVPN, and you get better accessibility, security, and privacy on the internet. I use NordVPN, and you can use it too. It's the Ironclad of VPNs. That's a shining endorsement, right? Every month we have a Star Citizenship giveaway. For November, we are giving away the latest in pristine technology, the Grey's Market Shiv, a heavy fighter with a bucket of weaponry, and the first compound ship in game. It is made up of a cutlass and a load of other ships stuck together. It comes with lifetime insurance and a game package, all you need to play Star Citizen. But we're also bundling in a CitizenCon digital goodies pack, just loads of FPS items and stuff that you can put around your hangar and your base eventually. Just comment on any of our videos during the month to be in for a chance of winning that. Also, a big thank you to CIG for providing that prize. If you would like to further support the channel by clicking the join button under our videos and becoming a channel member or becoming a Patreon, then please do. It helps out a ton and enables us to make daily Star Citizen content, even when the YouTube algorithm or revenues are unkind. That's me crying because YouTube can be unkind. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click any of the affiliate links under our videos to useful products, and that helps too. It gives us a little kickback. Share with us your feedback and what you'd like to see. Have you got any topics you'd like covered? Have you seen something really cool? You go, have a look at this. This might be useful for Star Citizen. Tell us, and that's great. We'll highlight it probably, maybe at some point. We'll see you in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching to the end of the video.